everyone, welcome back to the next part of this planner page picture from Magical Jungle. I have had a coffee, so I am refreshed and back to it. You've had a day's rest, so hopefully you are up for it as well. Now, I'm not sure where to start. I think I might do the greenery on the branch actually, and then move sort of downwards. I haven't decided what I'm doing with the Chameleon yet, so I may just leave that for a bit. So let's get going with this one. I think we'll do this one slightly differently to how we have been doing our others. So we'll grab the moss green and we'll actually do the outside of these leaves and just do the sort of border in a different colour, how Johanna has drawn it really. And then we'll do the inside with something else. I've noticed that all the leaves along here are like this, so I want to try and make sure that's fairly solid, the outside a bit. And then do something with a little different inside, use a different colour and maybe fade it towards the tip or something. Probably that's what I do. It's what I normally do, isn't it? I saw Johanna Basford had posted a cute picture this morning of a sort of mushroom houses. I'm not sure whether that's something from the new book. I'm assuming it is, but I thought the book was Small Victories, so I thought it was going to all be mini pictures, but I think maybe it's just a mini-sized. It is a mini-sized book. I think their sizings on Amazon, and I think it might be about the size of this book. Now I'm just trying to see, these are actually growing on the branch, so we've got a few up here as well. Are they in shot? Yes. So I think we'll do these in this colour too, because they're growing on the branch as well, but they're a different type of leaf. Just going to fade those. And then that little bit will be done, that end. I'm not going to do two colours on these because they're quite small. I think they look quite nice in this colour. I rather like it. Right, for the centre parts of these, we want something a little lighter, I think. I think I'm going to go with the pear. Grab my favourite green. I've got to decide about these, whether I buy some spares, because I suppose you still can, on Amazon you could buy replacements for these open stock, but you could only buy a box of 3 of one particular colour. I'm assuming you still do that, so I can't decide whether to do that with this one. This is the one that's running out the quickest, or not, or whether I'm likely to get a bigger set which would have it in, or whether I'm likely to sort of start using something else. I've got so many sets of pencils that I think it's probably sensible to not replenish them and to just use them, and then just sort of run a few sets out and then decide which ones to replace. Okay, that's the branch. We'll do this bit of twine as actually it starts here and goes around here, but there's a bit here as well. I think we could do both bits the same colour. I think that would be quite fun, and I think as we're in our pale bit, I think it's quite nice to do it fairly dark actually, so it sort of stands out, but maybe not too dark actually. Maybe I've changed my mind and I'm going to go for the matcha green. I think I'm sharpening it because we've got quite a fine bit. Let's get it all in shot. There we go. Okay, I'm going to start with the this vine part because my pencil's nice and sharp at this point, and we want to try and stay in the lines. Well, I'm sure you're doing a better job than me. But yes, so I'm excited about Johanna's new book. It was going to be coming out in September, according to the sites. Now I think it says October. I think, as usual, it's coming out in America on a Tuesday and then the UK on a Thursday. It's just not fair, is it? You know, Johanna's British, she should come out in her home country first. But of course there are some books where the reverse is true. I know Malpomene Chatsapanagiotou has got a new book coming out, or it would have come out by now, and it comes out in the UK almost a month earlier than in the US. So I guess it just depends on the publisher. I'm just trying to make these a little darker nearer to the vine and lighter towards the tip. They're quite small, it's quite difficult to do very much with them. But we'll just get some colour down and have some fun with them. I know that Layla Dooley's got a new book coming out in May as well. Layla Dooley is The Flower Year. I can't remember what it's called, but her publisher, we didn't do that, that Vine. Her publisher has been in touch with me to ask me if I wanted an advance copy. So of course I said no. No, I didn't. I was like, yes, please. But I don't know if that's still happening or not, because it was a long time ago when they contacted me, so I'll have to wait and see. It may depend, because they also sent me the book, the Join the Dots Dogs book, Join the Dots Dog book, which was a bit different, and I didn't get many affiliate sales from that one. I didn't know whether I would or not, because I know a lot of people have dogs, but it's not really the sort of book that I normally have. So I don't know, they might think because that, you know, because that video wasn't so popular, maybe they won't send me another book, but we'll see. It's all a bonus. I have no expectation, you know. It's very kind when people do that and publishers do that, so we'll see. But I'm very spoiled, so I just feel very appreciative of what I've got. Right, that's that bit done. Now I think we would do the flower. Now I'm thinking I want to stick, we had red flowers in the sky with our butterfly, we've got our orangey frog. I think we want to stick with this sort of orangey theme, but I'm thinking maybe we'll go lighter for this one. I was thinking peach, and then I thought I think I prefer vibrant, so I think I'm going to grab my lightest orange, which I think is the hang on, I'm just going to scribble 1 second. I'm going to do an unsophisticated swatch by going scribble, that's darker. Okay, we'll start with the orange, which is the darkest. Whoops, there we go. And should we outline the leaves? Because we've done it there, it will match, won't it? Let's do that. So we'll outline the leaves in the darkest orange. We'll do that first. And this will stand out. So I hope everyone's well, and you're doing well if you're doing this page. It's taking a bit of a marathon, isn't it? I mean, we've done longer pages, obviously, but for a planner page, you know, normally expect to get those done on a Monday or a Tuesday, but this is a detailed one. But I hope you're having fun, and hopefully you're managing to find time to colour every day. That's always my New Year's resolution, even though I say I never have them. It's a sort of goal, I guess, for the year, is to colour every day. This year I've had 1 day so far when I haven't coloured, and I was just mega busy, but it's really rare. This is the pumpkin orange. Even when I was poorly, I was colouring. I was doing easy stuff that wasn't too taxing. It was just chilled, and you know, so made me feel better and distracted me from feeling a bit nauseous. Ugh. I'm definitely feeling a lot better now though, which is good. Just got a few symptoms left, but they're not getting me down. We have Tuscan Sun to finish off. I thought we would make it really bright. I'm just going to go over all of it, even the outside, with this to really boost that brightness. It's not the right word, intensity. Don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You notice I'm still colouring with a piece of paper under my hand. I'm interested, we're getting a little bit of dust under it, but that might be pencil dust because these pencils are making quite a lot of dust. There we go. There is that one. It's very bright, isn't it? Right, the stem, let's have a think. Do you want to go light or dark? A bit of both, probably. We've got very dark and very light. I'm going to use the fern green, I think, and use it for the bottom of the everything, where I think it will be a bit darker. Like that, and then just sort of fade it, and then we'll get a more earthy, lighter colour on top to finish it all off. So all of these leaves I think will be the same. I'm sure they're all coming off this plant. It's not always easy to tell, but best guess. It's usually good. I had someone commenting on one of my videos recently saying that they found it really hard to colour in the books because they were scared of spoiling them, and I totally sympathise with that, but I just want to say to people, you know, the books are created to be coloured in. I don't think you can, if you're scared of spoiling them, then see if you can ask someone, or if you can afford it, buy a second copy and then keep one and then colour in the other, and hopefully you'll get the confidence to colour in your other copy eventually. That would be sort of my advice, really. This is the absinthe green I'm going to use. I'm going to go over all of it with this so that it blends in nicely. Oh, it's the same colour as those. I sure know that. Oh yeah. Oh well, I do it a bit harder and it'll look a bit darker. So another thing I said to them was consider doing some downloads. Now there are plenty of free downloads around, as well as ones that you can buy. You can buy them on Etsy and places like that, people's websites. But there are free ones as well, like Johanna Basford has a lot of free ones on her website, on her blog I think. And but just find some free ones and then practice and practice. I colour every single day, and I've been colouring for 10 years, and I'm still nowhere near as good as I would love to be. So, you know, it just takes a lot of time. I started out doing, whoops, that was noisy, wasn't it? We're going to do these big leaves now. What should we do for those? Let's grab something and get going. I'm going to start with the sage green, and I'm not sure. I'm just looking at that line there. I'm wondering what that is as well. Is this supposed to be another grass there? I don't know. I think I'm going to ignore it and do these leaves and then think about it. So I'm going to do the sage green at the bottom. Yeah, I started off doing downloads as well. I didn't have any colouring books actually. And my husband said to me, because I said, oh, I don't think it's worth buying one because I won't colour in it because it's too beautiful. I said to my husband, and he said, I'm going to buy you one. You are going to colour it. And if you think you spoil it, I shall buy you another. So that's what he did. and that was Secret Garden by Johanna Basford. I coloured a lot of it. I got a copy of Enchanted Forest. I kept colouring. Because Enchanted Forest hadn't even come out by then. When it came out, I got it. And then as Johanna brought out more books, I bought every single one of her books. And then when I finished Secret Garden, I got another one. And I didn't ever imagine that I would colour anybody else's books but hers, because I looked at colouring books that were available and they didn't really inspire me. Most of them, I just sort of didn't think they were, I was too scared to colour people, so I didn't want any book with people in. Some of them I'd seen coloured so well that I was completely daunted, like Hannah Carlson, and she has people, so I didn't want her books. And you know, and there were a lot of ones that I hadn't seen, because I was in Johanna Basford Facebook group, so I didn't see other artists' books. But as I sort of got more adventurous on Instagram, I started seeing, this is the mint green, I'm going to go all the way over the top. What was then? Yes, that's right. Rita Berman offered a free download before she released her Europa book. And so I got it, I printed it, and I coloured it, and I enjoyed it. And so I bought Europa, and that started me on a whole new author. So now I have all of Rita's books, of course. Well, I'm very fortunate that Rita sent me her Asian book and her Asian postcard book, and all of her other books have been gifted to me by various people following my channel, so I'm immensely grateful. And I love them. I don't have enough time to colour, obviously, even though I colour nearly all day, every day. But I haven't finished any of hers yet, but I'm close. And then I just started getting more confident and exploring more colourists. And there are still some that I'm just not very taken with, but I think that's quite natural. But yeah, it's... and whenever I get a new book now, because obviously I've got this channel, I always do flip through and colour. And then I've coloured it. I cannot not colour a book, because I find the first colouring a book for the first time, you know, the first page, the first bit you colour, that's the scariest. Once you've christened a book, as I say, with a bit of colouring, then it's done, it's marked, it's yours, it's soiled, perhaps is the word. I don't know, it's not a very nice word, is it? No, let's scrap that one. And so then I feel like I can be completely free. It's my book, I can do whatever I like with it. And it relaxes me, and I'm not scared. Because my first Hannah Carlson book, oh, they're so beautiful. And, oh, people, scary. I'm getting better with people. I'm much more confident, which is good. And I know I've been asked to do a video, a sort of skin tone video. I will sometime. I'm still building my confidence. You know, you think before I started my YouTube channel, I probably already coloured so many leaves and flowers that I was confident. With people that I've coloured maybe 4. You know, I've done a few Ivies from, you know, Ivy and the Inky Butterfly and things like that, but she doesn't really count. We used a lime green tip before. I've changed my mind. I'm going to use the spring green for the tip of these. I just realised it's not all in shot. There we go. Sorry. Oh dear. But yeah, so my advice would be start a YouTube channel and then you have to colour the first bit. No. You could do. But no, just do a little bit. If you're really unconfident, do a download first. Like, if, for example, it's a Johanna Basford book you've got, find a download of a page from that specific book and colour it. Then colour it in the book. And then you're confident. I know some people photocopy the pages and colour them. That's actually against the copyright of the book. So I don't encourage that. I have before done a page and wondered what colour background to do, and photocopied the page and scribbled a few different backgrounds on it and then thrown away the copy. I don't know if that's against the copyright, but I don't do that anymore because it doesn't, I don't feel like it's right. I feel like if I mess the book up, then I should buy a new one out of respect for the illustrator sort of thing. But anyway, I'm lucky, I'm in the fortunate position where I can afford to do that because I make a little bit of money from my channel that I can reinvest in things. Although I'm still thinking about a new computer at the moment. It's so slow, but I don't know whether it's the software I'm using, and if I try something else it might be quicker, but it will be more complicated, and I'm scared of I'm not scared of technology, but I don't want to have to spend lots of time learning something new. You know, I just opened my Ko-fi shop, and I wasn't going to do it, but I went on there and I was looking at other people's things on there, and it was so easy to use that I thought, I can do this. You know, it's so quick and easy, it won't take me long. She says a day later she's got it all set up, but that's not really that long because I was putting together freebies to give away on it and things like that. But sometimes it can take an awful long time to learn how to do something. Right, let's do something easy next. Let's do this, and we'll just use one colour. I've got the forest green, I'm just sharpening. Oh. Whoops. Let's try that again, shall we? Let's try sharpening it again. Oh, it's a train going by. It's so windy today. I think that's broken again. Yeah, this one's prone to breaking. It's too small to fit in my dowel sharpener now, I think. Almost. Anyway. I think we're done. Right, let's try. Let's just move the bit of pencil sharpenings. This is a very sharp now, too sharp, and we have to go a bit slowly or else there'll be an enormous snapping noise. Once I snapped the end off a pencil that I just sharpened and I heard it hit the wall. That was quite amusing. I said something this morning and even my son laughed. Oh my goodness, it's been funny. I can't remember what it was now. I sent them a funny, but they didn't laugh at that because they don't. And then they send me their funnies that they think are funny, and I just don't get them. I'm too old. My son sent me this photo of this man who's supposed to be the best looking man in the world or something. Apparently he's a Russian bodybuilder, but he just, I don't know, bodybuilders don't do it for me. I think for some, I can see why but he had a beard. I'm not a big fan, and so that wasn't a good start. I'm going to use the jade green now to do the outlines of these, and he had a very square jaw. I would tell you his name, but my son gave me two names and I can't remember either of them. One of them is like a nickname, I think, and one of them is his real name, but I don't know much about him really. Anyway, couldn't look any less like my son though if he tried. My son hasn't got a square jaw, he's got a long and pointy jaw, and his hair is so thin, so pale that although I think he's a bit beardy, he's not shaving yet because it doesn't look it, because his hair's so pale you can't see. And yeah, but and he's blonde, and this guy was dark, and of course this guy was very tanned. I think, you know, it would be a fake tan, I expect, and tattooed, which again my son isn't. What should we use? Let's try the emerald green inside them. I'm still trying to think of what to do with our Chameleon. I'm wondering whether to use, I'm trying to fade it a bit towards the top, but it's ended up looking a bit scruffy. There we go, it's better. I'm wondering whether to use some of our oranges, yellow or yellows. I had thought about doing brown, and then I decided that that's probably not a good idea, because I know he's supposed to be camouflage, but we won't see him. Now I'm just sounding ridiculous. Oh dear. Yes, no. So I think maybe some more sienna brown. We use that for the branch, but I don't know. Oranges, yellows, that sort of thing maybe. I'm still thinking. It's not always that easy to decide on colours, is it? Well, never really. I tend to just grab and go, because I don't want to waste time planning and thinking. I'm just not that sort of person. I do plan my day and my life, but colouring, yeah. Now these are similar to these, but I think we'll do them a different colour when we come around to doing them. But we've got this one. We could do... we've got a really light colour that we haven't used, which I'm tempted to do, which is this lime green. Should we use the lime green for this bit? I don't know where to put my hand. Sorry, I'm going to shade it. I'm just going to do plain colouring for this one, because this colour is so pale that if I try and fade it, you just won't see it. But I think it's going to look quite pretty. Finding it tricky to note in here. Look, we've got a few bits where there isn't any. There we go. Now, if it looks too plain, when it's done we can always add another colour on. Trying to layer it up a little bit so you can actually see that it's coloured. I'm probably pressing too hard as well, but hey ho. That's the only problem with having a green background. This is not going to stand out unless you get some colour down. I think that's probably okay, to be honest. I think I'm going to leave that. Now we've got our little one left here. I think I'm going to go back to some of the colours that I used earlier. I'm going to use the matcha green, I think, for the... should we do the... I don't think we're going to do the outsize different colours, because some of them don't have the outline. So I think I'm just going to... I'm going to hold the book still. I'm holding it on a bit where there's no pastel. So like we did at the top, I'm going to fade it away from where they're touching. So this one lighter towards the right. But this one fade upwards, I think. And this one upwards. There's nothing, it's not really overlapping anything much. This one fade towards the left. And the same with this one. There we go. Now I definitely think this is a bit pale, having done that. I think I'm going to use a mid green though, nothing too too dark. Maybe the absinthe green. I'll just add a few touches to try to darken it up a bit. So I'm thinking where they overlap here, put a little bit in there. And then work all around wherever it's overlapping. We can't tell here, I'm assuming it's going to sort of change direction. It's not that dark, is it? But I hope it just helps it stand out a little bit more. Now here we have some flowers. I'm thinking we can stick with our orange, yellowy orange theme. I'm going to, I've never coloured these like this before. Those little bits in the middle, I'm going to colour them in yellow as if they're the centre of the flower. I know we've got a green going on underneath. This is the sunflower yellow, by the way, I didn't show you. Okay. And then the actual flower, we should have erased the green really, shouldn't we? But anyway, it's a bit late now. I think I'm just going to use the pumpkin orange for these. I'll try and make them darker around the centre point and a bit lighter towards the tips. You could do these as leaves. It's always hard to know, but I think it gives it a little bit of colour and balance to have some flowers here, which I think is rather nice. There we go. Now we have just got Mr. Chameleon left to do. So let's sweep off the page and bring him to the middle. Okay, I think I'm going to start with some Coyote Brown. Okay, it's a sort of greeny brown, and I'm going to use it for these lines. I don't know what you call them on his back. Now I always find, to be quite honest, not being rude to Johanna, that he looks a bit odd in his face, but I have looked him up, and there are animals that look like this. So he doesn't look unrealistic. He just looks like the odd animal he is. So I'm going to sharpen. So it's quite interesting. He also seems quite big, but obviously we've got, I mean, in proportion to the butterfly, he's quite small, so I guess. But if everything is based on that butterfly size, then some of these leaves are quite big. And some of them are teeny tiny. I guess that's realistic. I think I'm going to do this flash here as well in this colour. A little bit lighter. Like that. Oh, we've got the bits under here too. Now well done if you're colouring this page and you've got this far. It's quite daunting, this page. I'm going to do that just light. And so well done. Right, I think I am thinking, what about the honey colour, or maybe actually the yellow ochre. I think the yellow ochre, not the honey. It's not quite as bright. I think it'll work a bit better. So you have to remember that if he's camouflaging himself to fit in, he needs to be fairly similar to the colours around him, but we want to be able to see him. So puts us in a bit of a quandary, doesn't it? I'm just putting a layer of this all over, apart from the bits that I've coloured already, and then I will get another pencil and sort of shade it round a bit, so we can get some shape into this tail, for example. I hope. And then we'll want a little bit of shadowing around the legs and things too. What do all the skins of chameleons feel like? They like lizards, I wonder. Do they feel like sort of rough? Certainly not furry, that's for sure. I'm assuming because they live in hot places they want a thick skin. Keep cool. Is that how it works? I just think I've got quite a thick skin, but I don't keep very cool. Right, I might come back and do a little more on that if I need to, but I'm anxious to get in and try a different colour. I think I'm going to use the burnt ochre. Here it is. And I'm going to start with the legs, I think, and we want a bit each side to help make it look a bit more rounded. A little bit under there where it will be shaded under the branch, now under his tummy. This lead wants to break. Try and be gentle. I don't want to sharpen it again. Too lazy. And here we can continue this all the way around there and around here. And if we continue all the way around, it can help make that look a bit more rounded. Put a little bit under here. There we go. Now I'm going to come back to my yellow ochre as I thought I might. Just give it a sharpen. And there you go, yellow ochre. And just go back over those bits. We can make it look a bit of a warmer, prettier colour as well while we're at it. I'm going to just try and generally smooth it out a bit. While trying to still keep in that idea that it's a little bit, that he's a bit lighter on the top, where there would be more light coming down catching him. Let's go over that bit. The only thing that we haven't done on him is his nose, which we need to do in a minute. I'm thinking maybe a dark brown. I've got the cocoa brown. Is it a dark cocoa brown or just cocoa brown? I'm not sure. I'm just going to make him, can leave a tiny lighter area. I'm just going to use this to do the eyelashes. There we go. There we go. Let's come out because I think we're done. I'm just double checking. Yeah, we're done. So well done. You did it. You finished it. Even if you just finished watching them, even if you didn't do them, that was quite mammoth, wasn't it? Well, thank you for watching and supporting me, even if you didn't colour along. If you did colour along, well done. And if you chose your own colours, good for you. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you have a really lovely rest of your day and happy colouring.